Hey Planeswalkers, welcome back to Top Down Commander. This is Sensei's Wisdom, the companion show to the Deck Dojo, where we discuss in further detail things that pop up when I'm deck building. This week's deck tech was over Zaxara the Exemplary, the new legendary Nightmare Hydra from Commander 2020. While I was deck building, I got into an argument with a friend of mine over who the best Hydra commander was, since I feel like we've gotten a lot of new options lately. So, I thought I'd research some of the more popular options and debate it with myself. So without further ado, let's check out the commanders. First up in mono green is the de facto Hydra commander, Gargos Vicious Watcher. Gargos makes all of your Hydras 4 less to cast, and whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, Gargos fights a creature you don't control. The first thing I notice about Gargos is that he cares about all Hydras, not just the X-cost ones, which is a theme among some of the other commanders that you'll see. Gargos also cares about targeted spells, and green has a lot of great pump effects that you can use to turn Gargos into a killing machine. Moving on to 2-color commanders, we meet Roshin Meanderer. Roshin taps to add 4 colorless mana to your mana pool, but you can only use that mana to cast X spells. Roshin is the first commander we're going to see that cares about X spells rather than just Hydras, but she definitely isn't the last. Like Gargos, Roshin does a great job of accelerating you, this time by tapping for lots of mana. Adding red does give you a few more interesting choices for Hydras, and red also has some of the best X spells in the game. But let's keep going. With no other 2-color commanders of note, sorry Pelucranos Unchained, we move on to the 3-color commanders. First up in Jund colors, we have Gyrus, Waker of Corpses. It's a Hydra? At least I can give it that. Unfortunately, Gyrus isn't a very good commander, let alone a very good Hydra commander. So I'd skip out on this one if I were you. If you're a Gyrus fan, share your deck list with me in the comments below and prove me wrong. Moving on to the newest member of the Hydra clan, we have Zaxara the Exemplary. If you haven't seen him yet, don't worry, he's new from Commander 2020. Zaxara is a Nightmare Hydra that taps to add 2 mana of any one color, and whenever we cast a spell with X in the cost, we create a 0/0 Hydra with X +1/+1 counters on it. Much like Roshin, Zaxara cares a lot about X spells, but Zax at least pretends to care about Hydras, being one himself and making more of them when you cast X spells. He only cares about X Hydras, and he encourages all sorts of X spells. Also, he can go infinite pretty easily with Freed from the Real. Most exciting to me though is that Zax might just be the best villainous wealth commander we've ever gotten. But just like Roshin, Zax seems more obsessed with X spells than with Hydras. Moving on to 4 colors, there's an honorable mention, a sort of guilty pleasure of mine, Vial Smasher and Thrasios. As we've seen, Hydras play really well with big mana and X spells, and in my opinion, there's no better combination of commanders you can play for this strategy than Vial Smasher and Thrasios. You get access to Roshin and Zaxara, and some signature spells from their colors. Vial Smasher loves casting big X spells and dealing lots of damage when you do. Thrasios loves making big mana and giving you a place to sink all of that mana just in case you need it. If I were building a big mana Hydra deck, this would probably be my pick, just for pure spice. But is it the best? I don't know. And last up, we've got the 5-color legendary Hydra avatar, Progenitors. This is it, the culmination of all the colors, the god among Hydras. This has to be the best. Right? Right? Well, white only really adds 1 Hydra, other than the changelings, of course, don't at me. And while Phyto Hydra is cool, it's not amazing enough to warp an entire deck around it. While white does add some cool +1/+1 counter synergy, I don't know if it's really enough that black and green aren't doing already. And of course, white does have the best removal. No. None of this is convincing me. Sorry. I think there are just better things you could be doing with Progenitors than Hydra Tribal. Sorry, case closed. So, who is the best Hydra commander? I'd have to go with Gargos Vicious Watcher. If your plan is to play straight up Hydra Tribal, Gargos is just the way to go. His generic mana discount doesn't just care about X-cost Hydras, it's all Hydras. You might miss out on a few other colors, but you get more of the synergy with Gargos. Plus, being monocolored means the deck can easily be built on a budget, which is important to a lot of players. Well, that's Sensei's wisdom for this week. This has been all about Hydras. If you play a Hydra deck, if you think I'm crazy, if I left your Hydra commander off the list, leave a comment down below telling me all about it. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, all that jazz. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Megas of Assault or on Facebook at Top Down Commander. But until next time, stay safe and hail Hydra.